literally, go ahead and go on to YouTube and look up any character. You will find that character at some point within a top 16 at least region of a bracket with some type of like merit to it. It's actually that crazy. Like the depth of characters in this game, maybe a little bit much. I love chaos though, and we're gonna see some chaos for sure here.
Yeah, this is what your winner semis is looking like. So how's that for you, chaos?
I'm loving it. Like, for what, seeing Chavo return back to winter semis after not really competing a bunch, already a huge thing. There it is. That's gonna be a huge check to constantly pressing buttons. And what he's gonna need to do is make sure he mixes it up enough, because Hindsight is a hit first, wait later guy. As soon as he get hit by Tornado or up tilt or something, we saw it in the other set, he's going to react post you doing something.
This is one of the matchups where I feel like the slow pacing of Swordfighter actually like really benefits Swordfighter. Because you're literally not fast enough to mash on Incineroar. You press a button, you wait for your button to be done. Yep. In that time, Incineroar is reacting to you, so you get to, oh, I guess it was a good thing I didn't mash.
Yeah, exactly. And like, this is going to be a game that I could see taking a bit of time. Granted, here's the thing, you're dead. So that's irrelevant. One of the things that Incineroar has at least for him at all times is the fact that if he gets one revenge, or at least just a few interactions, he's always going to get himself back in the game very quickly. If Hindsight can play that passive play we were just talking about, that will seal the deal. He just... don't budge on that.
That shit really is just a Elytra at the
ledge.
ledge.
What? Man, that move is dumb. And it goes through. It's not like Octoslash, it goes through.
So, one question I always get is, hey man, do you play this game? Which that one always makes me laugh. The follow-up, which is the more enigmatic one, is, hey man, who do you play in Smash? That answer has never had a straight answer in like the entire time that this game's been out, but month one, this character. Extremely straightforward zoning, extremely straightforward pressure, and extremely straightforward kill confirms.
Yeah,
you don't need that much when everyone else is learning how to play the game.
Yeah, and look at the way he's just breaking down like the approach game of like Incineroar. He can play in a way that just almost is aggravating. Like if ooh, I mean, there's 5 minutes on the clock. This is still very scary, but you can see like Chavo's almost pressing a button on immediate like anticipation versus reaction at this point. He's in. That is not going to work out for him against a character like this. Like there's up throw go, good fly.
Yikes.
Alright, so Incineroar can't do Incineroar things, but so far it's been an all Hindsight game here in game number 1. And you see he's taking his time, he's just waiting. He's basically waiting for the commitment, like, out of Chavo. He's waiting for the jumps. He has no jump right now. He tried to reverse him. You could see a downer at some point, too. He missed the timing on it. Yeah, not much you could do in that situation either.
Just keep on bursting him back. Yeah, you're gonna find these little opportunities to get the actual big hits. The fact that they burst out a little bit might actually make them really good for edge guarding for the opposite, like drop down with it.
Yeah, it's really
gutsy, but really rewarding.
Yeah, it's usually used on stuff like an Ether or an Octoslash that's misspaced, and that's just one of the best tool checks. I mean, Lone Whip, he's at 147, but he has been slowly bringing this back. That's another stock. This is still Incineroar. We've seen crazy shit happen already, and then nothing's gonna happen. Oh,
yeah, no, this throw's not actually good.
Uh-oh. Alright, so he's out of range for down throw.
I'm pretty sure it's just like raw back airs getting at the ledge.
I think so, yeah. You can see he started looking for it. This is where Mii Swordfighter has to be forced to look for a straight hit, and I think that's might actually end up working for Chavo until he decided to do that.
Okay.
And that right there is still like that's a 50-50 guess at that point, because if Hindsight decides to pull the trigger early and you don't revenge there, and you've been air dodging repeatedly, he's been reacting immediately to like waiting, you might just die. Hindsight called it, saw through it, got him. But good job on Chavo like bringing it back at the end there. I still think that this character is like significantly annoying for someone like Incineroar though.
No, yeah, that's like super doable if he wasn't like so behind, because there's 3 stocks to 1 before we started looking at an even game. Yeah, like he could absolutely take this. It's just do Incineroar things faster.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's the hard part. The character's slow as shit. Do it faster.
He ran it back to PS2 as well. I'm kind of surprised about that. I don't know if maybe it's just comfort pick of PS2. I mean, Chavo also kind of just does what he feels is right at the time. It's not always about matchup. So, like, hey, who knows? Like, it might work out for him here on PS2. Maybe the small stage might have been banned too. I think Hindsight probably is like, no.
On top of that, like, you don't want to really go to a flat stage because then you're dealing with projectile hell. And if you start revenging it, then Hindsight catches on to the pattern, and you usually get blown up.
Surprisingly enough, too, Incineroar doesn't even do like half bad on FD because you're not allowed to run from him on anything. You're forced to like take him head on as he slowly walks
Yeah,
through
but
you.
you trying to deal with Gale Tornado and
hell no.
Chakram before
Hell
you
no.
got to deal with this dude?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Oh, that was good. That was good. He hadn't gone for that the entire time. He just set it up, forced him to stay there because you're not going to jump in front of Chakram, and you're not rolling in front of either because you're getting hit.
I didn't even know if Swordfighter has those. That's funny.
What, being able to stall like that?
Let's Trump back air. I
Oh,
thought
yeah.
it was too slow, but yeah, good deal.
Yeah, very, these characters don't. Oh, he's still able to make it back. He's going to try to cover the jump, but good answer with the forwarder, like calling him out on his way up. Hindsight is controlling this match very well. I will say that. Like, the big thing is, though, he needs to get the same lead as like we had last time, because you saw Chavo is really good as the game goes on.
Yeah, thankfully his character's got the tools for that. Like, this character is just pure control. You're not really doing anything super flashy, but you're doing things effectively.
Yeah, pace control. Actually, both of them really have that same pace control aspect, except one of them is more so, do you constantly hit me on shield and I'm going to punish you for it? The other one is, I'm social distancing in the matchup, so let's go ahead and just make sure you stay far away from me, just like that.
Alright, well now I'm getting deja vu. This is kind of what we saw, and at 147, we could be seeing a complete repeat performance here if Chavo gets himself together.
Yeah, misses the tech as well. That's the jump. And all right, there you go. Finally gets revenge, but keeps getting beat out by tornadoes and other answers on landing. 75%. Darkest Lair is not enough to do it yet. This is it's slowly starting to look a little bit rough for the boy. But if the People's Champ, like, I mean, it's so we got a hype him but
I mean, he can do it himself. Look at
That's
that.
exactly what happened last game, by the way. He got caught by a jump forwarder center stage, and then he brought it back.
Yeah, and then stock too.
Yep.
No, we're not gonna see.
Problem was last time he was out of range for down throw upper.
Yep.
So that's gonna be a 2-0 going to